When I was 7, I was first diagnosed with cancer. I was a regular kid, and my mom just felt a big lump in my stomach, and so she took me to the doctor, and it ended up being what's called Wilms tumor, and it was pretty advanced. It was a large mass in my kidney and around it, and it actually extended up, was a blood vessel called the inferior vena cava, and that's the main blood vessel in your stomach that goes to your heart, and it was almost to my heart. And following that, they instantly took me into surgery, and they ended up having to do open heart surgery. And then following that, upon being termed cancer-free, 3 months later on a routine CAT scan, they found that it recurred. And at that point, I was about 9. After that, I had 5 years that I didn't have any cancer. At the end of that 5th year, kind of finishing it off in the summer of 2000, I found out my cancer had returned. And that was really tough on me. I went through that, and I made it through that. And just recently, I found out that for the 5th time, my cancer has come back again. And right now, I'm currently taking chemotherapy pills. I know God still cares for me right now, even though that I've dealt with cancer and it keeps coming back, and that would seem like a hopeless situation. And He's still here, and He's still God, and He's still as powerful as ever. And I thank Him for that. I've wondered why me, and why has all this happened to me? And it's been something that, I've wrestled with and have prayed to God about, but it's, I read some Bible verses and some stuff, specifically Job chapter 2. Job talks about after all this is starting to happen to him, he says, we accept kind of paraphrase, but he accepts everything that happens to us that's good, we take, but why should we not accept the things that happen to us that are bad? And that just kind of hit me. And really, I just looked at that, and I just saw that God kind of has blessed me in a lot of ways, and even though I have this is not the worst thing. How selfish would it be to blame God for something like this? I know this isn't what I want, and at the end of Job, to tie things in, God just kind of appears to Job, and He asked him so many questions, and it just shows how awesome, how mighty God is. And I just feel like, how can I blame God? He's the one who's in control. He's the one who loves me. I'll trust His will. It's so much better than mine, and I'll go through whatever. I really thought about death and what that would mean to me and how real that could be. And I guess what I did and have done is I've just really put myself in God's hands and known that His will is sovereign, and I have a hope of heaven, and that's something that lots of people that go through this don't have, who don't know God, and it's been something that's really carried me. And so through all this, I know that even though I want to live so much, that if He decides that I'm not supposed to be on the earth anymore, I know that I have a place with Him, and it's going to have a good ending. Maybe not the ending I want, but there's always a hope of goodness and a future with whatever the circumstances. So that's really been what's carried me through, and has been a hope for me.
If today brings only pain and sorrow,